Welcome everyone to the video games pickup video for July 2024, and you may have noticed that we have a lot to get through, and I know what many of you were thinking because I'm thinking it myself. Glenn, why? Why did you buy so much this month? Well, oops. I guess that's the best way to put it. You know, I haven't really had many intense game pickup videos recently, but I've noticed that if it's not Black Friday, it tends to always be July that I pick up a lot of games. 2 years ago, I picked up a whole very similar of this for the month of July. So let's get into it because there's a few games here that I'm very interested that I've added to the collection. I think it's going to be a nice little variety of things. Now, a lot of the games I picked up this month are retro, but there are some modern games. Some modern games like Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Now, I've been waiting for this game to hit a price drop, and it didn't really hit a price drop. I just kind of got tired of waiting and felt like I wanted to finally add this to the collection because this is holding its price relatively well. Now, two other games I picked up this month for the Nintendo Switch are actually limited run games that I found online. I had been contemplating pre-ordering these when they were up for pre-order, and I never did. And if you know me, you know I love SMT. So I ended up picking up the Switch versions of Persona 3 Portable and Persona 4 Golden. Now, they're new. I paid probably double what they retailed for, and I'm not proud of that, but I kind of wanted these on modern consoles just because they were such good games. Now, let's start going back in the days, right? Because I picked up some interesting choices. First off, for the PlayStation, I picked up Batman and Robin. Now, I know a lot of people hate this game, but it's another game, and if you guys have been following me, you know I live for nostalgia, right? This game I used to rent from Blockbuster, and being the Batman fan that I am, I felt like it was finally right to put it into the collection. With that being said, I believe I have another one in here somewhere. Actually, I don't think I do. I might be wrong about that. But let's go into another retro game, and it's for the Sega Dreamcast. I picked up Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. Now, I do not know how good this game is. I don't think I've ever actually played this, but if it plays like Toy Story 2 did, I will be very much all for it because I loved Toy Story 2. Also, for the Dreamcast, I picked up Kiss Psycho Circus, The Nightmare Child. Now, I don't know anything about this game aside from the fact that it's apparently like a first-person shooter-ish kind of Kiss-based game. I thought this was very interesting. I thought this was going to be odd. I think I've seen it places, and I felt like I had to add it. Another game that is going to fit in well with my PlayStation 1 collection is Xenogears. Now, for so many years, people have told me I needed to play this game. For so many years, people have told me that this game is a PlayStation 1 RPG that I need to have. So I finally went with it. Now, let's break away from the PlayStation 1 a little bit because in conjunction with that, I did decide to pick up Xenosaga Episode 1 and 2. Now, I know these are kind of different games, but they all fall under the Xeno series that Monolith Soft makes, which even goes to the modern day Xenoblade Chronicles. Never played those either, so it's going to be fun. Now, let's flick it up a little bit. Flip it up a little bit. As you can tell, it's been a long day. Let's look at some of the Sega Saturn games I picked up this month, because I think I've gotten some interesting ones. First off, Mansion of the Hidden Souls. Now, this game, from looking at the back, reminds me of D. Or Enemy Zero, I believe. And I know it's not related, and apparently this is like the sequel to a game that came out on the Sega CD. And apparently this game also isn't that good. But for a game I didn't have in the Saturn collection, I might as well put it in. And for that matter, I actually accidentally bought it twice. Not much to really say about how this happened, but eBay is dangerous, kids. Speaking of another Saturn game, I bought a game called Scorcher. I don't know anything about this game, except it looks like it's some kind of weird, futuristic racing, maybe sports game. I was looking online after I bought this, and people apparently raved about the graphics of this game when it came out back in, I think, 1996. I've never heard of it, so it'll be fun to play one day. A game I have heard of, though, for the Sega Saturn is, in fact, Sonic 3D Blast. Now, I think I've been touted on saying that I was never a fan of this game, and I didn't know if I was ever going to buy it because it's so different than the other Sonic games, but yeah, I did. And I've never played the Saturn version, right? Like, I've only ever played the Genesis version of this game, and I've heard the Saturn version is the version to get for numerous enhancements, so maybe playing this version of the game I'll like. Now, speaking of weird Sonic games, I picked up 2, and one of them didn't want me to pick it up, so it fell. But first and foremost, we'll talk about that one. Sonic Jam. I did buy some imports this month, as you can kind of tell by now. Sonic Jam is like a Sonic compilation, but it has like a 3D Sonic overworld for the Saturn. The American version of this is dumb expensive, and I was not going to go down that route. But the Japanese one is relatively simple, and it's Sonic the Hedgehog, so you don't really have to understand the dialogue. Another Japanese version Saturn game I got is Sonic R. Again, same reason that the American version of these games are dumb expensive. So getting the Japanese ones just to have them in the collection, maybe play around with them a little bit. This is a racing game, as you can tell by the word R. One thing I'm noticing, though, is why is Japanese Saturn artwork just so much nicer than the American counterparts? Like, this cover of Sonic Jam beats out the cover of Sonic Jam that we got. So let's go back into some modern games for a little bit and break it up. For the Switch, I picked up Bayonetta Origins, Cereza and the Lost Demon. Now, this game came out only like a year or two ago, and I didn't think I was going to want to have this in the collection because it doesn't seem like Bayonetta to me. I know it plays a little bit different, but on a trip to GameStop, they had a buy two, get one free, I think, deal on pre-owned, so we got this. Speaking of that sale, I picked up Lords of the Fallen the same day, and I don't know much about this game, except I also own it on PC because it was on sale for like $2, and I was able to get the PS5 version of it, which is probably going to be the one I play because it is the deluxe edition. Let me know what you guys know about Lords of the Fallen. And also, I picked up New Super Mario Bros. U. Now, I technically have a version of this game, but the version of this game I have is actually a broken disc that when I bought a Wii U game a couple years ago, the seller actually shipped it in this case. Not this case in particular, but in the Mario Bros. U case, and put the good disc on top of the broken one. It was weird, so I have a broken version of this game, but now I have a real working version of this game. The other game I bought on that trip, which is in like the GameStop new form, which is just kind of a plastic sleeve, is Sea of Stars. Now, I know this game is critically acclaimed, and I own it on the PlayStation. But I always said that I wanted to get this game physical when it came out as a physical release, and it finally did. So, you know, I saw it. It was relatively inexpensive. I know people love this game. I have the PlayStation 5 version. Might as well get the Switch physical, right? The PlayStation 5 version I have digitally. So, let's go back into some retro games. First and foremost, for the Dreamcast, I picked up 3 fighting games, right? I'm dropping stuff like it's no one's business today. Mortal Kombat Gold. This game is like an enhanced edition of Mortal Kombat 4. I played this with my friends when I was a kid, but I never actually owned the game. They would always bring it over. The same with this game, Soul Calibur. Now, this game, people still say, looks fantastic on the Dreamcast. Over 24 years later, it was time to add it to the collection. This one was kind of a shot in the dark here, but it's King of Fighters Dream Match 99. I don't know if I've ever played this on the Dreamcast. I know I have this on PC, and I think when I saw this, it was an interesting pickup for me because it is one of those games where if I had a Neo Geo Pocket, you could actually sync it with the King of Fighters Neo Geo Pocket game and do something with it. I'm not sure what, but I think this might actually be the first King of Fighter game that I own also. So let's look at some interesting ones, because I did have another Batman game. I was not going crazy, and that's Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker. I remember watching Batman Beyond when I was a kid. I liked it. I thought it was cool. However, this game looks like it's like a cel-shaded beat 'em up. Maybe it'll be good. Let me know down in the comment section below if you've played it. Going to another Saturn import, and my last one for this month, it is Willy the Wombat, or Willy Wombat. This game is made by Hudson. I've never played it, but the reason I wanted this game, or the reason I even knew about this game, was Willy Wombat was actually one of like the talked about possible names for Crash Bandicoot before they settled on Crash Bandicoots, to actually own the Saturn game that maybe took its name from those ideas. Kind of cool. Another game based on an animal that I have. I bought Echo the Dolphin, Defender of the Future. Now, I know the Echo the Dolphin series was very popular in the Genesis, and I know that this game, I think, is iffy with people on the Dreamcast, but I've never played Echo the Dolphin, and in the midst of my Dreamcast collecting, it came up. I figured I might as well get it. If you guys notice, a lot of these picks are I figured I might as well get it. But this game, Sword of the Berserk, Guts Rage. I've heard wonderful things about this game. I actually had a bootleg of this when I was a kid that I kind of used to play, but I always thought it was too tough, and I never really got far in it. But this is based off like an anime or manga, to my knowledge, in Japan. I wanted to have this in the collection for a while, because it just seems like a very interesting game, from the art style, from the weirdness, and I think it has like a following behind it, and people love it. Usually it's kind of expensive. I got it for a decent price. Now, my weirdest game, I think I'm going to say I bought this month, and it's a game that I probably should have had in the collection, right? And that is Seaman. Now, this game, you control like a fish dude, a seaman. You get to talk to it. It's voiced by, I think, Leonard Nimoy, and it's kind of like a life simulator to my knowledge, but it's just strange. It came with the microphone. I bought this kind of full. It is a little beat up, but this game came out over 20 years ago. I can't expect everything to be in perfect condition at this point, right? But it's going to be cool to finally try that out. Now, the last game I wanted to show for this month is kind of a game that's gotten, I think, more popular over the years, right? It's a game I never knew about until watching Scott the Woz. And that is Chibi Robo. Now, Chibi Robo is a very interesting game because it's like a robot platformer, and I think a lot of weird things happen in this game. It looks cool. It looks like it's definitely a sign of the times of like 2005. So I'm kind of excited to finally play this game and kind of see what all the hype is about, right? So that's my pickup video for this month, guys. If you've played any of these millions of games that I bought here today, let me know what you think of them down in the comment section below. As always, thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Like I said, it's been a weird week. I had to buy a new TV because my other one just randomly died on me. And then today, my car got hit with a tire that broke off a tractor trailer. Strange week. I might seem a little out of it, but I wanted to get this video done. So, of course, thank you for watching, guys. Like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, game on. I will catch you next month because I know I have more games coming that I just haven't even gotten yet, so they're going to be a part of the August video. But until then, I will see you. Bye.